They pay me money to come all the way from Aberdeen, Washington to tell you crazy things. So, yeah, she can smell the poverty on me. That's what happened.
Aberdeen? Hey, no wonder you're here.
Believe it or not, Corvallis is an upgrade for me. So.
From Aberdeen, yeah. From Aberdeen, yeah.
Yeah, you said I am. You're not from Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
You look too well to do to be from Aberdeen. I wore my nicest hoodie for you guys. That's where we're at. So
You've driven through there.
you've driven through there. You kept the doors locked, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Anyway, yeah. It's for those of you that don't know Aberdeen, it's like a poor little town where Kurt Cobain and Nirvana came from. Yeah, it's a town so shitty and poor it created grunge music. You're welcome, guys. So, I don't know, man. That's all people ever thought of when I was a kid there, too, was Kurt Cobain and Nirvana was annoying as a kid, because Aberdeen had more going for us than that. Because Aberdeen, Washington was recently voted the ugliest city in Washington. For the third time in a row, so. Don't come for our title, you will get robbed at needlepoint, guys. So. All I'm trying to say is where I come from, those tents have front porches. They're staying, okay? But people that don't know I come from such a poor area, man, they'll take a look at a guy that looks like me and they'll be like, hey man, you need to check your privilege. Because not everyone's from a gated community, jerk. I'm always surprised, I'm like, how did you know I'm from the only gated trailer park in Aberdeen? The only other gated community where I come from is Stafford Creek Penitentiary, so. Doing all right, I don't know. I was doing a weekend in Portland, Oregon, and I said I was from Aberdeen and everybody laughed at me. You know how bad your hometown has to be for Portland to laugh at you? Jesus. I wrote that needlepoint joke for Portland. They were like, by the way, you're going to want to skip 6F, by the way. It's not a good area. Oh, man. I don't know. It's we have a hometown motto in Aberdeen. It's like, come as you are, which is a Kurt Cobain song. But based on my research, maybe please don't come as you are, I don't know. We're full on mutants is all I'm trying to say, If I had to pick the hometown motto for Aberdeen, I'd pick something fun and creative, but also brutally honest. Like, I think the hometown motto for Aberdeen should be, welcome to Aberdeen. We put the win in heroin. But nothing beat what came in second place, because everybody that lived in Aberdeen at the time got a vote for the hometown motto. So, what came in second place, I don't think they could use it, but it was my favorite, because it was, shoot for the stars, not your veins, Aberdeen, Washington. So just in case if I say something a little dark tonight, my idea of depression's different, I'm the second best thing to come from Aberdeen. You know how bad that is? You're like, I like that Josh guy. My name's Jeremiah, by the way, but that's fine. Being raised in a little poor town like that in the mid-90s, I always got bad advice from my parents, Like every time I got hurt, my parents would be like, don't worry, Jeremiah, chicks dig scars. I wish they were honest about what scars chicks dug, Because I've never once been laid off of those emotional scars, Like no chick has ever came up to me in a winery and been like, you were raised in a trailer park and denied food stamps? You gotta fuck right now, are you kidding me, dude? It's never happened. It won't, by the way, so don't worry about it. I still get bad advice, man. I went to the Las Vegas to compete in the World Series of Comedy last year, and my buddy wanted to wish me good luck. He was like, hey man, you gotta burn sage. Because burning sage is super good luck. But no one ever bothered to tell me that burning sage, I own myself, was like really bad luck. And I learned that way too late when my cat died. Yeah. So rest in peace, Sage, I'll miss her. That joke's always a good barometer to see how cool you guys are. Looks like dead cats are on the menu tonight. All right.
That's all we serve here.
Hell yeah. You guys are a lot of fun. When I was growing up, my dad, he was an EMT, he was an ambulance driver. So the way he described his job to me as a kid was he said that driving an ambulance was a lot like driving a taxi, except you don't get the tips. Which is a shitty analogy. You know? Like, can you imagine being asked for a tip while you're in the back of an ambulance? You know? You're damn near dying, and then you just see the back window just slide open. And it's my dad, and he's like, hey, you got a little extra. You guys seem cool. You tried to be cool about it. You're like, oh, sorry, I left my wallet at home. I'm dying, you know? Then you just feel the ambulance slow down like 20 miles an hour. You're like, fuck. I already committed and I don't have my wallet. So, I don't know, man. I always thought a better analogy would be, you know, like, oh, you know, driving a taxi or driving an ambulance is more like driving DoorDash. Because the whole goal of either of those is you gotta get the delivery there before it gets cold, you know? Still feel you. I understand, by the way, that this is a little squealy right now. I'm trying to find the sweet spot, but much like women, I don't think it exists. So. That was me dipping my toe in the sexual side to see if you guys are cool, man. Sorry. I was having a good day the other day. I wanted to treat myself, so I wanted to go get myself a nice bottle of alcohol. So I went out there, I got a nice bottle of gin, and I put it on the counter, and it slid up to the cashier, and she took one look at me and was like, DoorDash, right? Which is the sickest word I've ever gotten in my fucking life. That means she took it, look at me, and took the rash assumption that I do not have a job, you know? Which, like, how did you know that? You know? I've had a lot of different jobs in my life, which is just a polite way of saying I've been fired a lot. I got fired one time for drinking and working, you know? I got called in the boss's office like, Jeremiah, you can't be drinking and working. I'm so much fun, I'm like, who's working, you know? You know? I got fired from another job one time for calling in sick too many times with herpes. Got called in the boss's office like, Jeremiah, your attendance is spotty and this is a reoccurring problem. Like, that's how it works. You I don't want to come off complaining the whole time, you know, like I've had interesting jobs, you know, like I worked at a daycare for a little while, and I learned a lot about kids working at a daycare because I don't have kids, but I learned that there's two main types of kids. Like there's kids that hate getting dizzy, and kids that fucking love getting dizzy. Whereas I call them the future alcoholics of America. You know? Because just like regular alcoholics, those future alcoholics do not know when enough is enough. You know? I'm at the daycare giving out big life lessons. You know? I'm like, Billy, we puked twice. We're getting close to what we call a blackout. Okay, buddy? Now, from personal experience, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to lay down and take a nap. Because if we keep going, we're going to shit our pants and get arrested, okay? Move this back a little bit here. I think that's the issue. That sounds better, right? No? Yeah. We're going to battle through it. You guys' ears will adjust, don't worry. You gave me a chef's kiss, thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's see. Got ADHD and I'm a stoner, so you know what that makes me. Completely useless, yeah. I'll set that down there. Awesome. All right. Yeah, anyway, oh yeah, I got fired a lot. That's what we were talking about. Temporarily forgot what we were doing, but I was doing comedy, my bad. Yeah. Been fired a lot, man. I have had good jobs though. Like I've sold weed for 12 years now. That's fun. Only this guy likes it. I'll see you after the show. I don't know, man. Selling weed in such a poor town like Aberdeen, you run into all sorts of weird things too. Like some dude came up to me one time and he was like, "Hey, dude, I need the weed that's the closest I can get to smoking crystal meth." I didn't think I had to tell people I sell regular weed, dude. You know, like I sell the type of weed to make you stand in front of your fridge naked. Not the type of weed to make you take apart your fridge naked, you know? But inevitably, people always want weed to do things it can't, man. It's just a fun little thing. It's not a big deal. You know, people come up to me and they'll be like, hey, I've been in chronic pain for 37 years straight. I need something to take all the pain away because nothing's worked. Then I gotta get real and lean in and be like, have you tried heroin? It's also a test to see how cool you guys were, so yeah, I don't know. Weird things happen in the weed store, dude. Like something you might not expect that happens is when you work with chronic smokers, inevitably they're gonna cough on you. And there is no social etiquette what to do when a nice, sweet old lady coughs in your face. Which is exactly what happened. I was talking to this nice, sweet old lady. I wasn't expecting it. She stuck her tongue out of her mouth and she went, yeah, dude, butterscotchy coffee. It was not good. It's like, are we 70 or 7, Martha? What the fuck is going on? And I wasn't expecting it. I was in mid-conversation. She coughed in my mouth, dude. And I wasn't expecting it. I was inhaling. I ripped her cough like a hit. You know, and there's no rule for what to do when you rip an old lady's hit like a bong, you know? But I should call the police. That was sexual assault, I feel like. It was a weird, I got off topic again, but probably the weirdest thing that anyone's ever said to me in a weed store was they came up and they were like, hey man, what can I do to make smoking weed more fun? I was like, I don't know, pick what hole we can blow the smoke out of, that'd be fun. Smoke up my ass, we're like out of it, thank you very much. It wouldn't be any fun to smoke weed with anymore though, you know, because I'd just be taking those hits and penis queefing them, you know. I was thinking about this joke the other day. I was like, how's Corvallis gonna love this joke? You know, they're gonna carry him out on their shoulders after this. I just know it, right? I was thinking to myself, like, why can't men, you know, queef? And I think it's probably evolutionary because no dude would ever get laid in a million years if he can fart out of his dick, you know? Maybe trying to light it on fire. That's dangerous, dude. Thank you for laughing at that, because I was really worried I was going to make you upset, so. I don't know, no little boy would ever get anything done if he learned if he pulled his foreskin tight enough, he could play it like a kazoo, you know? Walk by your son's room and hear the national anthem. Like, I'm proud and disgusted, dude. God bless America, you know? Alright, we got through it. That was the nastiest joke I have. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on.
I got plenty of other bangers, don't worry, man. I actually recently got health insurance, so I wanted to go get a blood test done to get everything checked out, and I was surprised at the results of the blood test. It came back, I was 100% that bitch. Yeah. Just kidding, I tested positive for hepatitis C. At this point in the act, people were like, what, Jeremiah, did you share needles? Were you a drug addict, Aberdeen and all? And I'm like, no, I came into contact with Hep C the old-fashioned way, eating butt, you know? Corvallis eats butt, all right. I will be selling eat butt stickers after the show.
Always sit up by it.
Even, hell yeah, he's in there. Even if you don't eat butt, put it on your enemy's car. That's where it is, you know? But seriously, I don't know how I came into contact with Hep C, you know, shout out Aberdeen. So I did anything anyone would do. I made a doctor's appointment as quick as American medicine would let me in. So 6 months later, I'm seeing my doctor, and he's going through my blood result, and he was actually amazed at the results because my immune system's so strong that it actually fought off Hep C. Like, I have the antibodies, I can't pass it on, I don't have the virus. He's like, it's like you have a vaccine that doesn't exist. It's really weird. I'm sure all of you guys, this is gonna be a weird joke to come in on, but come on, man, this is fine. Just don't touch me, I'm gross. I'm sure like all you guys are wondering why I'm telling you guys this important information, right? And it's so that you know after the show, I will be selling hepatitis C vaccines later. One little prick from this needle, you will be invincible, okay? So switch gears here. I had a teacher in the 5th grade. She was super mean, dude. She'd pick on the whole class all the time, man. When the class acted up, she'd go out during lunch. She'd get a bunch of sweets, and she'd sit at her desk and make us study and read quietly, and she'd eat them all noisily in front of us and go, scrumptious, ooh. Psychological torture, dude. What a psycho. I think it messed me up. I think it made me like a weird little food cuck, you know? Sir, a cuck is a man who likes to watch another man fuck his wife. But I do that with food, you know? Like, I just like to watch people eat the food, you know? And it makes people really uncomfortable. Like, they'll be eating and I'll be like, is that good? No, I'm fine. Go ahead. I just want to watch. Yeah. The kids are impressionable, dude. Like, one thing that teacher did about me was she called me Smiley because I had super bad eyesight, super poor, couldn't do anything about it, so I just walked around not being able to see shit doing this. Yeah, I wasn't happy. I was pissed I couldn't see anything. And I think it affected me in a weird way because as soon as I was able to afford it, I got LASIK eye surgery done. You know what I'm saying? You're nodding. You understand glasses. That's fun. Maybe pay more money than I paid for my LASIK eye surgery, though. Just a fun fact. Because I got the cheapest LASIK I could possibly find done. And let me tell you, big problem in Aberdeen. As soon as my corrective eye surgery surgeon came in, I noticed that he, like my friend over here, was wearing glasses. Like, he didn't even like the taste of his own medicine, dude. That's a problem. And there was another red flag involved, because as soon as I sat down for the surgery, the first thing he said to me was, he said, "Sir, I offer elective prayers before the surgery."
Oh!
Yeah. He was like, "Would you like me to pray for you, dude?" I was like, "You know what I want? More faith in yourself. Jesus ain't taking the wheel." Matter of fact, let me see your doctorate degree. Where's that at? And I wish I took the prayer because my eyes turned out just as bad after the surgery, you know? That's the last time I get LASIK done in a church in Aberdeen, you know? Did something super embarrassing not too long ago. I lost my cool as a white guy, and I punched a road sign and broke my hand. Sorry. Embarrassing thing, not bragging, trust me ladies, not cool, I understand. But it was embarrassing, and I don't think the most embarrassing thing was breaking my hand on a road sign. I think the most embarrassing thing was the fact that that road sign didn't even budge. You see, I'm 30 years old now. I'm past my tough guy era, and I had to find that out the hard way because as soon as I broke my hand on that road sign, I was immediately stuck in uncle mode. Like, I was like, wow, what is that, quarter-inch steel? That's good. Whoever put that in deserves a raise. Yes, they do. Where's my insurance card? Oh my God. I went from Kyle to Calvin, permanently, you know? I was driving through Portland not too long ago, and it's not a good area. I was driving through a super poor area and I accidentally drove over a needle. And that shit's addictive, you know. Now I gotta drive over a needle every day. Or my truck shakes uncontrollably, you know. Took it into the mechanic, it stole its own catalytic converter, dude. He's like, "I think the temperature's running high." I'm like, "The whole thing's high, Greg, that's the problem." Took it to Portland. I don't know, I drive a Toyota Tacoma, and I don't know what that says about me, to be honest, but my buddy, he's also a comedian, he was trying to roast me the other day, and he said, "How does it feel to drive a truck named after the third shittiest city in Washington?" Which it doesn't feel good knowing my truck runs on unleaded fentanyl, okay? I was thinking about it too. I think it's really weird that they named a truck after a shitty city in Washington, you know? Because, like, no one else is buying a Chevy Flint, Michigan, you know? I'm sure as fuck not buying a Toyota Aberdeen, you know? Because as soon as it hits its peak, it's gonna blow a head gasket, you know? Because Kurt Cobain killed himself. That's where you missed out on the joke before that. I'm sorry, sir. But, where are we at? I'm having a lot of fun. Holy moly, I'm kind of start my closing bit here, I think. But closing chunk, baby. We're having fun. You guys are a lot of fun. I might go long. At that time I referenced I was in Portland. I was doing a weekend there. You know, it was a lot of fun. And during the day, I wanted to kill some time, so I decided to go to the Portland Zoo. I love zoos. And it was crazy. Even the animals in Portland on fentanyl. I was blown away. It was 3 p.m., broad daylight, they were all sleeping, you know? I saw the zookeeper, I was like, dude, I'm from Aberdeen. I want my money back or what they're on, you know? So I'm walking around the zoo high, and I like the elephants a lot. So I went to the elephant exhibit, they got elephants, and they actually had a cute little board that was there to teach kids when they're there. And I read the board, it said, do you have a nose like an elephant? Can you smell sample A or B and tell which elephant is in heat? Creepy, right? Like, I get Key Portland weird, but I think this is too far. I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know, maybe this is something for the next generation. Like, maybe little Timmy's gonna be at the park one day, and he goes, oh, fuck, run, dude, run. They're coming, literally. Oh, shit. Away from the electrical equipment so you guys don't witness like a murder-suicide happen. Murder for the water, suicide on my part, you know, but it takes two to tango, you know. I don't know. I've been with my lady for 7 years. We just celebrated our 7-year anniversary. I love her. She's great. Thank you very much. I think probably the funniest thing about our relationship is a lot of the times our gender roles are reversed, you know? Like, for example, like she likes to work on her shitty Honda Civic and I like scented candles. And it comes up in arguments, you know, because she was raised by someone that was like emotionally unavailable, and I was raised by my mom who was a therapist. So I'll be like, we gotta talk about this, I love you, and I don't want you to go to bed angry. And she's like, I'm not, I'm going to the bar, dude, fuck you, I don't have feelings. It's tough, man, we get into weird like spats all the time, dude. She'll try to take credit when it's not due, man, it pisses me off. You know, we wanted to cook for the holiday, we wanted to cook like a little roast for the family, you know? So I bought, seasoned, prepped, and put the roast in the crock pot. And then when I turned around, she turned the crock pot on. Which I didn't realize what was happening there, but she planned on taking all the credit for that pot roast. And so in front of my family and her family and everybody, when everyone was like, this meat is amazing, she piped up and went, thank you very much, I cooked it myself. You fucking excuse me, dude? Yeah, okay, that's like saying you got pregnant all on your own, Virgin Mary. I'm not buying that, okay? You had a little help, okay? I didn't say this part, but I was frustrated in the moment. I was like, in my head, I was like, you didn't cook it, all you did was turn it on. And in that moment, I immediately realized how annoying some men are to ladies when they say, we're pregnant.
Right.
Because they didn't cook it, all they did was turn it on, you know what I'm saying? Like, dudes should not be allowed to give birth, you know? I think that's obvious to everybody here. Like, growing up, I was taught the 2-shake rule as a male. Which is more than 2 shakes and you're playing with it when you're done peeing. That is the shittiest personal hygiene rule I've ever heard. That doesn't apply to anything else, you know? I'm not in here wiping and I'm like, oh, only 2 times I'm not finger blasting myself. Dudes are weird, man. We're so weird, man. I've been with my lady for like 7 years, like I said. She's adventurous, she keeps me on my toes. Like, she likes her food like she likes her sex, spicy. And just like the food, the sex, it leaves my ass hurting in the morning, guys. Back to that, dudes are weird though. We are, man. I don't know. It's like, because I picked up a new hobby recently, you know, like I'm a straight dude, been in a relationship for 7 years, but my new hobby is flirting with dudes. You're very handsome, sir. You look well put together. How you doing? Yeah. It's a joke. I'm fucking with you. Started out as a joke, but then I quickly realized how badly men need compliments, you know? Because the default reaction anytime I hit a stranger with, hey, what's up, handsome, is for him to be like, hey, stop it, holy shit. Just happened, it was cute as fuck, I loved it. I love you, Pookie, you're good. But you know, the older the dude, the more they appreciate the compliments too, you know? Like I hit an old guy with like, what's cooking good looking the other day, and he kissed me and gave me a hug. What the fuck? What was that, you know? It was assault, that's what that was. And here's the point of my set where I like to give a little PSA to the ladies in the crowd. Like normally you don't learn things in comedy sets, I don't think you should, but I like to give a little fun fact. Like, you know, dudes are starved for attention. That's why we sneeze so fucking loud, okay? Like, here's how it works. Like, compliment a dude, stop a school shooting, okay? That joke always flips the crowd around. So, inevitably, someone always takes me seriously. They're like, Jeremiah, did you mean that?
Yeah.
Yeah, call me handsome after the show or else, dude. Joking, that's not a funny subject matter to joke. I was driving through my hometown not too long ago and I saw a reader board that said April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, which I think is stupid because those kids are well aware. You know? Like, what's that billboard for, you know? Like, what type of parent is that for? And he needs a reminder not to hit his kid in April, you know? Like, I can see it now, it's a packed Walmart, and he's just like, sit down, shut up, look at me, lucky it's April. Didn't mean to do that at you, I'm sorry, that was offensive. There's a chair in between us, you're safe, I'm not very agile. My dad's a redneck from Montana, dude. Like, if I tried to tell him he couldn't hit me in April, he would stock up year round. You know what I'm saying? Actually, keep looking at him over there, because he looks just like my dad. You're from Montana, too? I can smell it on you, sir, yeah. Hell yeah. It really does look just like my dad. It's freaking me out. It's crazy. He even has the same mustache and everything. Hell yeah. I'll kiss you, I'm not afraid. Just kidding. He's hitting with it. He gave me the Eat Badge logo. Or butt, or eat butt, you know, either way. Sorry, we're getting off the rails.
You are.
You're right, I am getting a little off track. You look like a pawpaw, how could I not say that, you know? Because I'm getting into the section about my family, the part that's from Montana, you
Good
know?
looking too.
Me?
Yeah.
Say it again, Daddy. Fucking kidding, dude. They got weird, I'm sorry, that was too far. I felt that was over the line in the moment. You ever say something, you're like, no, come back, that was gay. My bad. It's a fine line. I don't know. When I was a kid, they would take me to the family ranch in Ekalaka, Montana to learn how to buck hay and scoop shit and be a man, you know. One of my least favorite chores at the end of a long day was I had to give my aunt a shoulder massage. Which was one of my least favorite chores because after a couple whiskeys, she got a little into that shoulder massage. Yeah. Like if I hit that knot just right, she'd be like, ooh, yeah. Which was weird. Like I don't know what the hardest part of that was besides me. Montana humor, sorry. Dad, you got that, right? Sorry. Kid. It was uncomfortable for me. And I did the only thing I could think of to make it stop, which is to make it extremely uncomfortable for both of us. Right? And so when I hit that knot just right, my aunt was like, ooh, yeah. I just leaned in her ear and I was like, yeah? And it worked too well. Like, she still hasn't talked to me, so. Tell you a joke about my pop. Pop number 2. He raised me a little differently than the other kids in the neighborhood, you know? Like, he's from Montana, a little more hands-on parent, you know? When I messed up, he didn't grab me by the arm, he grabbed me by the back of the neck. Or as he called it, the Montana steering wheel. We had fun, you know? I remember this one time I had an ear infection, and he had to take work off, he was pissed. And I remember he grabbed me by the back of the neck and he reeled me in. He was like, boy, if you're not actually hurt, you're gonna be when I'm done with you. And I grew up to be petty, you know? Like, I can't wait for my dad to be on his deathbed, you know? So I'll have to take work off, I'll be pissed, you know? Grab him by the back of his neck, I'll reel him in, I'll be like, Pa, if you're not actually hurt, you're gonna be when I'm done with you. Must be killing my dad number 2, yeah. I'd like to get the practice in. You never know when you get the chance, you know? Even my dad knows that joke. He loves it. It's a good joke. Relax. But my mom knew my dad was a hard guy to get along with when I was a kid. Like, she would take me to her friend's house, Eric. And Eric was a kind, sweet, loving guy. The ladies are already getting this joke. He was the opposite of my dad, you know? So the feelings I had for Eric early on was I was confusing as a kid. So I went up to my mom and I was like, Mom, I think Eric should be my dad because I love Eric more than Dad. She handled it super well. She was like, shh. I love him more than Dad too. Don't fuck this up. Eric makes a lot of money, okay? Which is extra funny as an adult because I got a paternity test done and Eric is my dad. So